This video recorded the dramatic and aggressive reaction of a bear to a mirror hung from a tree in the heart of the wilderness. A camera was strategically positioned at the mid-range to capture the moment. The massive grizzly bear emerged from the underbrush, and upon seeing the mirror, the bear seemed totally perplexed. It sniffed and jumped on the reflective surface, swiping at its own reflection aggressively. This breathtaking footage captured the moment a massive black wolf emerged from the darkness of its cave with its eyes gleaming in the faint light. It was raining heavily in the forest, and as the animal hopped out of its lair, thunder boomed through the air, perking up its ears. In response, the giant creature lifts up its head, erupting a haunting howl from its throat. The eerie sound echoed through the valley, mingling with the rumble of thunder. After a while, the animal paced out of the cave and went its way. A wildlife explorer shared the first encounter he had with a deadly rattlesnake in a massive forest. The huge snake has a thick brownish skin, slithering through the underbrush silently. The man kept some distance away from the creature as it disappeared into the underbrush. In this footage, some group of adventurers had a wild encounter in the forest, which was caught on camera and shared online. A forest tiger sighted a prey grazing in the distance and charged to attack it, but was disrupted by a giant elephant standing a few miles away. The elephant charged at the predator, saving the little antelope from being taken as lunch. The unexpected intervention saved the antelope's life, recording no casualties. Imagine getting lost in a dense forest, surrounded by towering trees that stretched up to the sky, and while finding your way out, some bizarre and terrifying sounds were heard echoing from the forest. A group of hikers, while trying to find their way in the forest, suddenly heard a strange growling which sent shivers down their spines. The growling persisted, getting louder and intimidating. They got freezed, unable to continue their journey. They checked around but couldn't find anything. The eerie sound also scared the little baby, whose shrill cry could be heard as the growling persisted. A guy camping in the Amazon rainforest shared his horrific experience with leafcutter ants destroying his tent during the night, posing him to unavoidable danger in the wilderness. Narrating his ordeal, while settled in the tent exhausted, he was jolted awake at 2 a.m. by an eerie rustling, only to find out that he had been surrounded by an army of ants using their razor-sharp mandibles to slice through the tent cover.
One of the worst episodes yet of why you think you want my job, but definitely don't really. Right now my tent is being dismantled by leafcutter ants. It's about 2 a.m. and I've been trying to sleep, and there's about 10 million leafcutter ants outside of this tent, and all they're doing is cutting leaf-size holes out of my tent. They are carrying away the nylon into the night. And because the leafcutter ants are working to dismantle every single thing that I own, they're opening up holes big enough for me to put my fist through, which means everything else in the Amazon is coming into my tent. And because of that, I keep turning on the lights. I just woke up because there's a leafcutter ant using its pincer jaws to bite my ear to try and carry off a piece. And inside this tent right now are ants and termites and mosquitoes, some sort of centipede.
The ants had already breached all defenses, and the openings made through the tent paved the way for species of insects to get in, discomforting the man. Mosquitoes, centipedes amongst others, crawl up his legs onto his body intermittently while he drives them away. With his vulnerability, the thrill-seeker chose not to run away, but endure the situation till the next day.
Hoppers, moths, and some insects that I can't even identify. This is one of those times where you know it's 4 more hours until morning. If you get out of the tent, you're gonna get destroyed by mosquitoes. It's raining outside, you're gonna get wet. This is what camping in the wild is. Sometimes you put your tent in the wrong place and the leafcutter ants and the gods of the jungle decide it's gonna be the worst night ever. All I can do is try and get some sleep, and I wake up every few seconds to try and slap something off my face or something flies up my nose. This is one of those nightmare nights, man.
Two people, camping in a thick forest, received the shock of their life when they stepped out of their tent in the morning and returned to find a lion inside. While returning in their truck, the truck's LED light caught a scene of a creature inside the tent, which upon running out was discovered to be a lion.
Alright, we have a bit of a problem now because the lion is eating Andy's pillow and we can't get out the car.
With the encounter, the campers were forced to take refuge in the truck. The lion, however, only moved out to stay a few miles away from the camp, sitting under a tree and eating the food brought out of the camp.
Andy, was that a
little bit shaky? Lion just went into our tent.
It was in our tent and then it came out with Andy's pillow. Now it's sitting under the tree over there, eating the pillow. He's playing with the pillow now.
Not very tasty.
Very strange. I really hope it was your pillow, Andy.
It was.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure.
Mine's a similar color. Yeah, is that yours?
3 dogs.
It's covered in slobber now. It's a bit scary. Okay, now he's going to go and get my pillow. Oh my dear. He got snapped. Is he taking my sleeping bag?
After a while, the mountain lion returned to the tent, got aggressive, disrupting things in the tent. To scare it away, the truck driver ignites the engine and drives towards the startled animal, which retreated from the approaching vehicle before it finally disappeared into the dark, dense wilderness.
fed them, I think, or they've just become so accustomed to campers. It's got absolutely no fear. You message it.
We have a line in our camp in
You've told your family you love them.
No.
Look at that. There's Andy's pillow. Looks like the lion put some holes in our chair. There's Andy's pillow. Got a bit of lion slobber on it. Otherwise, absolutely fine. Your pillow?
I can use this again.
Why not? 100%.
You sure?
It's just a bit of lion slobber.
Why do you have the camera turned around?
My bag. Let's have a look inside the tent. He's ripped my bag open.
What?
Yeah.
Your bag?
Yeah.
Peace marks.
Hopefully he hasn't missed any. Let's check my sleeping bag. Looks fine.
Don't chew into
I
it.
didn't chew my sleeping bag at least. Otherwise not too bad in here. It looks like he's also put his teeth into the outside of the tent, which is a bit worrying. It's not very secure, this. Oh dear. And over here.
A man shared a clip of a mysterious creature he encountered during his hike in the jungle. He caught an Eurasian wryneck, a rare and fascinating bird species which has the uncanny ability to mimic a forest snake. Initially, it would have been thought to be a venomous forest snake if not properly inspected. Held on his hand, the bird could be seen twisting its neck and making a startling, realistic, snake-like hiss, done always to protect itself from dangers. Also, on a night drive in a dark forest, a woman had a horrible experience that would leave her shaken for a long time. Navigating through the trail, her car's headlights illuminated the dense woods. Shockingly, she heard some dreadful sound coming from the forest. Frozen, she stopped the car to check what was around making such noise, but nothing was found. After a while, the strange voice echoed through the forest again, and this time she couldn't bear it again. Terrified, she had to leave the scene immediately.
Oh my god, no. That.
These forest guards had a deadly encounter with a Royal Bengal tiger following a report earlier about the threat posed on adventurers. The guards were patrolling the forest on high alert with objects of defense. On the lookout for the animal, they kept checking track signs to get the signal of the beast's presence.
Itu
As they ventured deeper, a strange, intimidating sound was heard from underbrush, and unexpectedly, the lion jumped out of its hidden spot, startling the guards. Its majestic signs and powerful roar sent shivers down their spines. However, the beast felt threatened instead as it ran away from getting attacked.
ini itu.
Here's another footage of a man who found himself in a terrifying situation as he came across a threat to his life while hiking in a remote jungle. He encountered a tiger on the trail, and desperate for safety, he climbed up a high tree. From the height of the tree, he was recording the movement of the threatening animal as it approached. Surprisingly, the tiger's eyes seemed fixed on the tree as it would draw closer, making its pace slow and deliberate, whilst giving the hiker continuous, restless mind. In a jungle clearing, a rare and captivating scene unfolded as a herd of African forest buffalo encountered some mountain gorillas, which was captured on camera. The buffalo, with their imposing horns, are seen gathered together while the gorillas watch from them from some miles away. Obviously aware of each other's presence, the two species kept a safe distance away from one another. This footage revealed the heartwarming moment a man saved a bobcat from a trap using a taming rope, showcasing his bravery, compassion, and expertise. The animal was caught in a chain trap, possibly hunters. In the dangerous but rewarding action, the man carefully approached the distressed animal and skillfully looped the taming rope round its neck, ensuring a safe and humane rescue. Successfully, the bobcat was released, and after regaining its strength for a while, it dashed back into the jungle. Captured in this footage is the moment a pair of wolves hunted a band of horses in a forest while grazing peacefully. Sensing the potential danger, the horses began to retreat as they bolted into gallops. The wolves, however, created a stunning display of strategy, trying to corner the horses in their vulnerability. In this video, a man was hiking on his bike, driving through the forest trail, when he suddenly noticed something eerie along the way. As he approached, he discovered it was a man crawling and groaning in pain. What could have happened to the man and how he got there remains a mystery. Here's chilling footage of a cave hyena with terrifying appearance, roaming through a dark forest amidst heavy rain, lightning, and thunderstorms that have been shared online, sending shivers to the viewer's spine. The creature was captured standing on a hill in the dark, illuminated by the flashes of lightning, its eyes fixed intently on something at the edge of the rock on which it stood. The illuminating lightning strike casted the hyena's rugged features, its intimidating eyes and piercing gaze. For the adventurer, it definitely would have been a scary encounter. A couple was driving through a thick forest area, surrounded by towering trees and filled with ice, when out of nowhere, a big wild wolf appeared in the scene. The gray-coated creature first stood at the front of their car, possibly picking up a thing unknown. It later came right beside the car, sniffing and attempting to open the car knob.
Is Mickey eating the ice or something?
At the moment, the couple was lost in conversation as the husband could be heard asking his wife to let them move to avoid the car being dented. After what felt like an eternity, a voice from a vehicle behind asked them to move forward, and upon doing so, the wolf vanished into the forest. It was both a terrifying and awe-inspiring encounter for the couple. In this video, a rare encounter with an elusive Sumatran striped rabbit found in a mountain forest in India was recorded on camera. The rabbit has distinctive stripes that glisten in the dappled light while it hops cautiously around the scene. The encounter seemed invaluable, as one of the hikers couldn't resist touching the stunning creature before it disappeared into the underbrush. In this terrifying video, an elk hunter's life hung in the balance when he encountered a mountain lion in Idaho, but fate intervened as he was saved by the Glock 27 he had with him. The hunter, being an experienced outdoorsman, set out on an elk's hunt before coming face to face with the lion, which emerged from the thick dry bush while trekking down the wilderness.
Get back.
Immediately, the man started retreating reversely, holding his rifle targeted directly at the direction of the lion, while the beast, undeterred, continued its approach. Left with no choice, the hunter fired his Glock 27, startling the big cat in a split second but still charged at the hunter. The man fired again, and this time, the beast, deterred, dashed into the underbrush.